Mike, you just told us about Governor Bobby Jindal's plan to do away with state income tax and replace it with a state sales tax. Joining me now is Joe Mapes. He is the legislative specialist for the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation. Joe, let me start off by asking, what do you think of Governor Jindal's plan?
Governor Jindal sees agriculture as a primary driver for Louisiana's economy. This tax proposal is a bold new approach while protecting agriculture's competitive position in Louisiana. Avery, as we move forward, we've got to continue to monitor this because it's not in a finished product just now. We're 3 weeks out from the legislative session, and we are continuing to work with the administration and all the interested parties in agriculture in rural Louisiana.
And I know aside from that, there are other things which are going to come up in this legislative session. Bills are already being filed. What do farmers and ranchers in Louisiana need to watch for?
You know, number one, and it's an organic piece of legislation, so we need to ask them to be ready to work with us on that, whatever it turns out to be in the end. But sincerely, we always look at the LSU Ag Center's budget since 2008. We're looking at $23 million in cuts. We suffered $1.2 million just recently, a couple of months ago. We foresee more cuts coming this legislative session. So that's something that's very important to us. Get to know your legislators if you don't know them. Rekindle those relationships, but be ready for both those issues as we move forward for the session, which is April 8th through June 6th.
If people in urban areas and rural areas need to watch what's going on and need to contact their legislators, what should they do? What avenues do they have?
You know, we've always preached that, personal contact through a visit back home, phone calls. You're going to see these people at church, at school, when you're out for dinner in your district. That's great. Short of that, you can definitely send them a fax or come to Baton Rouge when they're in session, but they're really busy when they're in session. I'm not saying don't come. We'd love to have you there. Sandy and I will help usher you around to show you. But in this day of electronic communication, we've got an email program called Voter Voice. And when we go around right now, since January, we've been putting together legislative appreciation dinners and breakfasts where we go sit with legislators and their wives back home with Farm Bureau members, and we talk about some issues, but we truly just want to show our appreciation. We get those constituent members with legislators so that later when they enter their email address, a Farm Bureau member, into the Voter Voice program, which you can go to the state website, scrolls across the front page, that program will then allow you to send an email that's pre-written that comes from one of us. It goes from you with a Farm Bureau logo to just your legislators, so it's targeted. You're not spamming the whole legislature, and they're getting the kind of input that they tell us that they need and want because they're there to represent you. So we're looking forward to this session, working with the Farm Bureau membership and promoting and protecting agriculture.
Well, Joe, I know you're going to be working hard as you do every session. He is Joe Mapes, the legislative specialist for the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation. And Mike, if you don't remember it, it's Voter Voice. We will put a link to that site on our website, twilatv.org. Back to you.
Avery Davidson, thanks.